Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a hell of a show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So yesterday, the big news was Qerim. We found out that Qerim is going to be leaving ESPN First Take after 10 years on that show and almost 20 years at the network, right? This news broke late last night. I think the first source that broke this was Sports Business Journal. I want to quickly read what they had to say. It says, sources, Qerim is leaving ESPN First Take. It continues on. Qerim, host of ESPN First Take since 2015, is leaving the network at the end of the year. Sources tell SBJ. Qerim started working at ESPN in 2019 in the digital/mobile efforts before moving over to the news team in 2008. Sources tell Sports Business Journal that ESPN offered Qerim a contract, but she chose to move on. Sports Business Journal last year named First Take one of the 25 best current sports studio shows. Qerim confirmed her departure on Tuesday morning, writing in part, after much reflection, I've decided to close this incredible chapter and step away from First Take. Hosting this show has been one of the greatest honors of my career. Every morning, I had the privilege of sharing the desk with some of the most brilliant, passionate, and entertaining voices in sports, and with all of you, the best fans in the world. ESPN president of Contact, Burt Magnus, in a statement, the Sports Business Journal said Qerim's planned departure. Qerim has been an integral part of ESPN since 2006 and a key driver of First Take's success since joining as host a decade ago. She elevated the show with her poise, skill, professionalism, while supporting others as a kind of encouraging teammate. We respect Molly's decision. We wish her the best in the future and thank her for her extraordinary daily commitment to sports fans and ESPN. So that's what that article had to say there. Well, as it turns out, there's more news, right? Some ESPN also made some other major announcements, and we're getting this from Awful Announcing. It says, ESPN announces contract extensions for NFL analysts Herm Edwards, Jeff Saturday, Andrew Hawkins, and Jason McCourty. Continues on. When ESPN acquired the rights to NFL Network last month, the network further staked its claim to being the worldwide leader in NFL coverage. So it should perhaps be no surprise that ESPN is making a priority to keep much of its on-air talent covering the sport. On Monday, ESPN announced agreement to extend 4 NFL analysts with multi-year deals. In a press release, ESPN announced that Herm Edwards, Jeff Saturday, Andrew Hawkins, and Jason McCourty had all agreed to multi-year extensions to continue covering the NFL for the network. And then you see the post here. Congratulations here. This is from ESPN Press Room. You see all of the images here of all of the analysts that they've extended. You can see it there. It then continues on. 3 of the 4 who agreed to new deals shared their reaction to the news and posts on social media, sharing how eager they are to remain at the network for the foreseeable future. Herm Edwards, he posted here, excited to be back with the gang. He posted that there. Andrew Hawkins, he shared this. I still don't understand what this emoji means. This thing, is it like, oh, it's a salute. Right. It's a salute. He saluted. Finally, yeah, I figured it out before, then I forgot, and then I'm like, I looked like a nose that was hanging. I didn't understand that was supposed to be a hand or whatever. Jason McCourty, he wrote, and we are back. He wrote that as well, and some other people put up some posts as well. What are my thoughts about this? Well, ESPN, given this news that Molly is leaving, it seems that they're still very much on the march to move forward with whatever it is they plan to do, right? Obviously, NFL is a major part of the coverage. I don't watch the NFL like that, but I know it's the most watched sports in the United States, so it makes sense that they extended these guys. Now, what I wish from an NBA side was that they extended the contract of people like Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy. Right, as you guys know, that they're going to be I think they already got rid of Doris Burke on their NBA playoffs or finals coverage, right? And I'm just like, you could have just simply kept Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy. Obviously, you guys heard the rumors that Adam Silver wasn't a fan of Jeff Van Gundy specifically because he was so critical of the NBA and some of the rules and all of that. So I guess he didn't want anybody having a critical eye on the game as it was being covered, and ultimately they suffered for it. Now, I've heard they're going to be promoting Tim Legler, who we all like. I think he does an excellent job. He's been doing an excellent job for over a decade or maybe 2. I don't know how long he's been with the network there, but they're still making announcements. They're still making moves. Obviously, Stephen A. Smith is still going to be on there with First Take. We don't know who the replacement is going to be. Yesterday when we did the live show, a lot of people were speculating. right? They were like, some people said it should be Rachel Nichols. I don't think it's going to be her. I've seen her appear with some in some videos on Sports Illustrated. I've also heard that she's with FS1, so you have her. I heard some other names like Malika Andrews. If they put Malika Andrews on ESPN First Take as a host, bro, I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to watch. Because there's no way you can tell me that ESPN doesn't understand that a lot of people find her to be annoying. And ESPN's viewers, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that the majority of them are guys. And if the majority of your audience is not a fan of somebody, I don't know why you would put her on one of your flagship shows. So people are saying Malika Andrews. I don't think it's going to be her. I certainly hope it's not her. She can keep her job, do her thing. But damn, her on that show, hell no. Especially after how she behaved during the Ime Udoka situation with Stephen A. Smith. I'm like, hell no. I don't know why she would be on the show there. They mentioned her. They mentioned, I think they said Monica McNutt. They mentioned a few other people. I don't know. They could also be a guy, for all we know, right? It could also be a guy. I don't know. We have to wait and see. I'm not really eager about it, to be honest with you. I think they already have a good thing. The moderator shouldn't be like this big part in the show. They should be there. They should be doing their thing, but you shouldn't be really focused on them. Now, they did mention a name in the live chat yesterday that I actually wouldn't think is a bad idea. Joy Taylor. Now, some of y'all, obviously, Joy has been the sports zeitgeist right now with the Jason Whitlock stuff and all of that. She was on Cam Newton stuff with the love. We understand all of that. But when she was on Undisputed, I thought Joy did a great job. On Undisputed, I'm talking about with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless when that show first kicked off. I thought she was great there. So if you tell me that ESPN decided to replace Molly with Joy Taylor, I wouldn't be upset about it. I wouldn't be upset. I think she would do a good job. I think she would, because I think she's a good moderator, to be honest with you. Somebody else mentioned Shanae. Some other voices, I don't know yet, right? But again, it could also be a guy, right? It can also be a guy, and I mean, I don't really care. We did a show yesterday. We asked the audience, would you want it to be a guy or a girl? And 70% of the voters that voted said they all wish it was a lady. So I guess we have to wait and see. But this is definitely a major announcement to show you that ESPN is actually doubling down on some of its key analysts and doubling down on the NFL, which is a smart move because the NFL isn't going anywhere. It's just not. The NFL is still going to be the most dominant sport for the foreseeable future. And it seems like the audience seems to like these guys. Now, I didn't read what the audience reaction was on Twitter, but I'm assuming that a lot of people are happy about it. So, guys, this is the news. You guys let me know what you think about it, whatever you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And we'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.